Hey! Hello, viewer. It is totally last moment, hence the wrong date. I am Mr. Brown. Mega Geek is making lots of noise.
Sorry.
Pack it in. We're just going to talk shit for a while. See who turns up, you know? You know how it is. So, I'll just say before we begin, don't forget, you can find us here on YouTube, or if you prefer your entertainment in podcast form, we are on Spotify. Links are in the description for your convenience. So that's it, boys. Let's get the guests out. They're out already. Hello, Brian.
Evening, Brown. Even fellow guests. Good
How are
evening,
you?
Chad.
How are you?
I'm okay. How's your good self, Brown?
Foul mood, but I'm a professional.
Well, at least you're consistent, Brown.
Great to have you on, mate. Swappers, hello.
Hello.
You all right there?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, bro.
Nice to have you on, mate. Great to see you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, look, he's not last. Look who it is. It's the wise elder of the channel. The Mega Geek himself, Jack Daniels. Hello, Jack.
You're right, guys. I'm here.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right.
And last but by no means least, from a VPN far, far away, Zee-ThreePIO.
Oh, good evening, sir. What the devil time do you call this?
Yeah.
Pass. How are you?
I'm very good. Unexpected to go live, but I'm raring and ready to go.
I just thought we'll see who turns up, yeah?
Woohoo!
Speaking of people turning up, hello, chat. We can see you. There's 12,000 people watching. Can you believe it? I can't.
It's not watching
Hard
us.
to believe. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be watching somebody else. Yeah. So, everybody well, yes?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Smashing.
So, it is obviously a Battlewank, meaning we're just talking anything, really. So,
Rubbish.
okay, so, who would like to go first? Subject. 1, 2, 3. Brian, go. Subject.
Today's subject will be delayed ejaculation and significant problems in the bedroom area. If you'd all like to give us what your problems are, we'll do our best to Dr. Ruth the whole way through the entire stream. Thanks, Chad.
Well, it's been a while, but I hear Viagra's pretty good these days.
Certainly
No,
is.
it's that stuff you put in your lips, isn't it? According to Harry. That's good for you.
Oh, yes.
For your penis, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I told you.
You told you. Yeah.
Yes.
I told you it was red raw.
Should we just say hello to some people? Hello, Hostman. Socrates. Hello, sir. Wookie is in. Romeo, Tango, November, Zulu. He's in. Edge of Time. He removed the umlaut from the east because it was easier to type. Good to see you, mate. Franco's here. Hello, Franco. Barbara Lawrence. Hello, Barbara. Anybody else? Mr. Angel. Hello. Adam Gray. Who's this twat? Not Brian. Who's that?
How
That's the
dare
fella.
you? How dare you?
Mr. Brown Lion. How dare you? Okay, so this Viagra then, Brian, does it work?
Yes, it certainly does. The medication that launched 1,000 punchlines, Brown, but testimony, it does work very much so.
Is it true, though, if you get it stuck in your throat, it's a world of hurt?
And it'll be a stiff neck. Moving on rapidly.
Stream killer. Okay, so what does it's just any subject, we're just cocking about. If there's anything you want to talk about, chat, anything that's floats your boat or anything that's annoyed you this week, there's so much going on.
I see a few messages already in the chat talking about Velma, if you want to launch that, Brown, if anyone's seen it.
For the uninitiated, Brian, what is a Velma?
Velma is the new adaptation of what we would have known as Scooby-Doo back in the day. This is apparently woke as hell and really quite horrifying on several fronts.
Is it that good?
I've only seen the clips, and from the clips alone, it looks absolutely deplorable. But the chatter seemed to be right into it. If you like to open
I'm
that to
going
the
to try
rest
and
of the
watch
panel.
it tomorrow for tomorrow's stream. Nobody's... Z, you're up on stuff like this. You've not suffered yet.
No, I'm not going to watch this series at all. I don't know if you've checked out the ratio on YouTube. It's currently got 11,000 upvotes and 350,000 downvotes.
How do they think this was going to be a hit anyway?
I don't know.
God
knows. Peeps in the chat. Anybody seen Velma yet? If you've watched it, give us a line or two what you think. Yeah, here you go. Look, straight away. I think this is the big problem. Here you go. Barbara Lawrence in the chat. Yeah, where's Scooby?
What about Shaggy?
Where are you? Shaggy's in it, but his ethnicity has been called into question.
Yeah, but it's not Shaggy though, because he's not called Shaggy, is he? It's called something else.
Norville.
Is it?
Norville, yeah.
Which is his actual name, let's be fair. But everybody knows him as Shaggy. But they've decided to go from the chilled, relaxed dude to a simp.
Here you go, folks. Stuart Mitchell. Hello, Stuart. Velma is Scooby-Doo without Scooby-Doo.
Daphne is an Asian drug dealer. Obviously, Shaggy is black now and not a stereotypical drug user at all. Yes, he is. Fred is a small, peaky, white, rich, entitled dude. Oh, shocker.
I mean, like Batman. In the last Batman film.
Yeah.
And Velma is Mindy Kaling, which I think says it all.
Freddy's not even able to eat a steak with the clip I've seen.
No, can't even use a knife and fork.
Why? Why did they make this?
They've sexualized all the characters, and apparently they're all only 15.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, well.
I can only assume it's a tax write-off because there's no logical reason for greenlighting this at all.
Well, no, it can't be a tax write-off because if it was, part of the stipulation of it being a tax write-off is what happened with Batgirl. It's just got to disappear. If anybody sees it, that's it.
They can cane it halfway through the season.
That's true. They can do that. They can definitely do that.
What do you think they're going to? It's animation.
Look, these people are crazy. That's all I can come to conclusion. Why would you make a show like this?
Purely for the reason of beating up Fred.
It's pissing people off,
It's
isn't it?
ridiculous, isn't it?
The patriarchy.
Let's
Guys
beat up
hate
the
it.
white man.
Girls hate it. Scooby-Doo fans hate it. It's universally despised. I think it's currently at 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
7.
And how does that woman, Mindy What's-Her-Face, feel about this? You know,
Well,
She-
he thanked everybody for making it the most viewed show on HBO Max.
Fuck.
is it? Did people watch it?
I think a lot of people hate watching it just to see how bad it actually was.
Oh, so it's got good ratings?
No.
Oh, okay.
Worst ratings I've seen in this series for quite some time.
Even
think
worse
the-
than Hulk.
I think one of the writers, I might be wrong, whether it's a writer or a director, I'm not quite sure, maybe producer, I don't know. But she was involved with that awful Aquaman CalArts cartoon that vanished without a trace that came out, and also Thundercats Roar as well. Which was
That's
awful,
the producer. It's absolutely terrible.
So she's been involved with heaps of trash before this, so it's no surprise really. It shouldn't be surprised that this is also going the same way.
Here you go, guys. Mr. Angel. The drinker asked, a good question about this show. Who the hell is this aimed at?
They don't care. I mean, somebody said to me what's quite logical. They said they're going to have to stop soon because they're going to be losing money. But quite frankly, I don't think that's their concern anymore. They don't care if they lose money. And plus, companies like them, they have enough money to cover this shit, don't they? They think it's really important that they get this crap out there and
Yeah,
try and re-educate the world.
I just think this is just the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I think this stuff is just, we're in the long haul. I don't even think it's ever going to change because
think?
there's just, yeah.
I think we're at the beginning of the end. I think
I
there's
think
been
so
a big
too,
period
yeah.
of overcorrection, and it's going to go back to something a bit more sensible once they hit some in the pockets as badly as it has.
You know,
There's been an interesting article in Variety as well this week, just mentioning that the woke has caused quite a lot of, but even just to admit that is quite significant. Sorry, Z.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's people within production and animation houses who are too frightened to just stand up and go, no, this is crap.
Yeah.
You know, they all pat them on the back and go, fantastic, stunning and brave, best I've ever seen. This is the bestest ever. And everybody's so frightened of losing their jobs if they go, this is a pile of dog shit, mate.
Here you go, Romeo. Isn't Velma just a Mindy whatever self-insert, a work based on ego rather than demand?
Yeah, but Ricky Gervais did the same thing in Afterlife,
Hello, Matt G.
didn't he? Ricky Gervais did the same thing. So make of that as you will. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what did he do?
He made a show that was completely a vain show. Have you not noticed his character is never wrong in the show, even though he's an arse? You not noticed that?
No, I never watched that one.
So
I wonder if that was deliberate. You know, they say the UK comedians tend to be more the butt of the joke, and the US comedians tend to be more the smart arse.
No, but he wasn't. He wasn't the butt of the joke.
No, I don't mean that. I'm saying I think the US. I think he was trying to play both sides by having him basically being smart arse for the US audience, and the UK audience knows him as the kind of butt of the joke type.
Well, anyway, that's what I've noticed. I mean, it's funny, right? Because when you watch things twice, you see more. Like I remember seeing what is it? What's that? Oh God, my brain's gone. I've been drinking too much. What's that bloody film called? Dances with Wolves. I remember watching Dances with Wolves originally, and I thought it was a good film. Then I watched it again, and I realized how racist it was, because it was racist. It was.
Yeah, but
look
it's
at
of
it
the time, though, isn't it? It's of the time.
Yeah, but look at it. No. Look at it very carefully, right? This white guy goes into the Indians. The Indians accept him as their own. Everybody gets killed apart from him.
Well, it's Avatar,
And
isn't it?
the woman that he falls in love with wasn't even an Indian. It was a white girl. And at the ending, all the Indians die, and he rides off into the sunset with the white.
Well, it's Avatar, isn't it?
So come
Winner,
on.
winner.
Yeah,
Here you go,
I know.
folks. Haywood, ya blow me. Very good. I saw what you did there. Hanna-Barbera must be horrified. Yeah.
He's
I
dead.
like the
He's
avatar there
horrified.
from Haywood.
Yeah.
The taunting Frenchman from
Is the
Holy Grail.
Casanova Master Louis de Lambert.
I will taunt you a second time.
On the subject of Ricky Gervais,
Yeah.
I was so lucky. I mean, he's currently got a tour on at the moment, and the tickets at the Corn Exchange in Cambridge went up, and I managed to get a pair in the 8 minutes before they all sold out. I'm so ever so chuffed. Going to go and see him on the 25th of this month. I'll let you know what it's like.
Is he funny, stand-up wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, his live shows are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't
I would
seen
thoroughly recommend watching the last one, especially very current.
I think that's on Netflix, isn't it?
And apparently transphobic.
Excellent.
Easy with them buzzwords. Here you go. Hal Murray 9000 pub motherboard. I bet Freddie Ponce Jr. loves this. He's a screaming left clerk. Sorry,
That's
left
probably
cleft.
about. That's probably about the only good thing about that show is that he's not in it.
Not in it, yeah. think I might need to watch it for tomorrow's show. Anybody
What's
want
that?
to suffer? Velma.
Velma.
No, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that crap.
How long are the episodes?
They're probably about 22 minutes long, like most animated
okay.
series. So, that's 22 minutes of your life you're never going to get back.
I think somebody posted some screen grabs, and it was just all these cartoon characters showering, covered in soap suds.
What about two guys kissing in the background? I saw a picture of two. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
God.
And they're all supposed to be 15 years old.
Oh,
But
Is it me?
That's the state we're in at the moment.
Well, they are, not me. Because I ain't watching that shit.
Here you go, Atom Gray. Right then, Velma sucks. No, I think she licks more than sucks. Let's talk about
Golden Globes.
I can't even. What's that say? Megalopolis.
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 Mm.
There you go, Wookie. Yeah, Freddie Prinz. It's Prinz, isn't it? What a tool. Is an extra
Prince Jr.
large douche nozzle. Yeah, go on, Brian. You were going to say, sorry.
Oh, I can't remember now, bro. I was going to say it and I was just moving on.
Moving on. Okay, I did kind of do a couple little slides. If you have made it, this should have been 15 minutes ago, but please like, share, subscribe. Please, please.
It's far too much reading for this time in the morning.
Should we just leave that up for the rest of the stream?
That'll do.
Every single click will help this channel grow.
Just like Viagra.
Yeah. Mr. Brown Alliance, sponsored by Viagra. Ian, you watched this, didn't you? We were talking about this last week.
I watched it and it was very good. I recommend it. It made me laugh. It was very entertaining.
What's it about then?
Basically, it's about the little girl that you see in that picture, which is on the left of that poster. Her parents dies in the beginning, and she goes to live with her auntie, who happens to be a toy maker. She's made these successful toys for kids. They're kind of like little fur things. Oh, what was that? Little fur things, basically. And then she
Furbies.
wants... Yeah, kind of like Furbies.
Okay.
And then she makes this thing called M3GAN doll. And because the little girl won't talk to her, she makes it, and then they become friends. And she's sworn to protect her, and things go wrong, basically. So, yeah. That's basically what it's about. It's kind of like Child's Play, but with a little girl robot, basically. That's what it is.
Is it a horror film?
I don't know. You know what, right? Somebody asked me that question, and it is played as a horror film, but it's not horrific, and it's more of a thriller. And there is, like she does horrific things, but it's not like scary, if you know what I mean. A little bit jump scares here and there, but it's not. Me personally, I wouldn't class it as a horror film. Personally,
here you go, Ian. Franco asks, for kids or adults?
Apparently, there's 2 versions out there that's going to be released.
Like that,
So one is an 18 and the other is a 15. I think I saw the 15 version.
Yeah, the theatrical release is 15 for sure. A lot of people were going, "Oh, it's not gory enough." Well, buy it.
In the chat says, looks like sex doll horror.
Yeah, if the sex doll was going to kill you.
But it's not a sex doll. It's a doll for children, basically. And as I said, it takes its job very seriously. So it protects the little girl. Very much so. So you can say, just use your imagination. The thing that makes me laugh is that they do CGI in the face, and the close-ups are definitely a mechanical doll thing. But then when it's walking around, it's a little girl in the costume, so it just looks a bit odd. But you do get used to it halfway through.
Do you recommend this for everybody?
I do indeed. You can't go wrong with this. I'm telling you, if you want to have a good time and have a laugh, because it's really funny in places.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want, if you want to see, horrible doll do things to people, then go and see it. Seriously, it's really funny. That's all I can say. Anyway, I shouldn't be drinking too much, but hey, there you go.
No, keep going. This film, I haven't seen it, and I probably won't see it. But a budget was 12 million, and so far it's made 61.2 million so far.
So,
Oh, there's going to be a lot of
Wow.
sequels. There's going to be
yeah, so
sequels.
it's made by Bloomhouse, and Bloomhouse had this rule that they'll never make a horror film that costs more than 5 million. So obviously they've done that for countless years. So because now they're quite successful, they put a little bit more money into their films. So there you go. So
They totally fucked up Halloween Ends though, but never mind.
did they do Halloween Ends? Bloomhouse?
Yeah. Stuart Mitchell, M3GAN has a hint of the uncanny valley about it.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Then Andy says, "I'm gonna go see it."
It's a good film. It really is.
Miss Angel, thanks for the tip. Here you go, Z. Take my Wi-Fi, please. I love stand-up comedy. What was the last John Cleese show called, Z?
I've got no idea. I haven't watched John Cleese in quite some time.
He left the country, did he not?
Is he back on GB News doing a anti-woke show?
It was supposed to be. I haven't seen it. Haven't even seen it advertised. But it
Or
was
did I
supposed to be.
imagine it?
No, I don't think you imagine it. But I know you're getting on in years, Brown. But I don't think you're accurate there.
I don't follow any news now because, as I said yesterday, I looked at the newspaper for the first time in God knows how long. It's not even a newspaper, it's just like a pamphlet of woke. Do newspapers tell news anymore? Or is it just me?
No, they just regurgitate talking points and opinions. It's seldom news.
But people still buy the papers, They still go out and they still buy them. So
It's a cheap alternative to toilet paper these days.
and talking about toilet paper, I was in the Asda's today and it was all sold out. What's going on in the world? No eggs, no toilet roll. I really
Did you
don't
have to-
understand what's going on.
I know you said you had to go for a shower. Did you have to do a handstand in the shower? With the toilet
Yeah,
paper?
yeah. I'm just saying, it's what's going on? I don't understand. Why are people buying out toilet rolls?
I still don't know why there was, beginning of lockdown.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
No bog roll.
Yeah, I don't understand. What was why? Anyway.
Moving on.
Here you go, moving on. Isaac Cock. It is Isaac Long Blackcock at the Mega Geek that's shooting. Is the robot character self-aware?
It becomes self-aware. In the beginning, it's not, but it does become self-aware. Plus, it could access a lot of stuff, like the computer and the internet and stuff like that. So that's the danger of it. So there.
Here you go, folks. In the chat, a sequel. He was in the news this week. Ezra Miller as the vegan, the boy doll. Did anybody see the Miller?
But he got off, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Lad's got a good lawyer. Oh, sorry. Can I say lad? Have I just been
No,
just
it's they, them.
cancelled myself?
It's they them. I can't believe
They have a good lawyer.
after calling all, after doing all that hideous, choking people allegedly. Well, we saw it, didn't we?
Burglary.
Burglary, nicking somebody's Jack Daniels from their house.
That's just evil, that.
Was it $500 fine?
Yep.
Probation for a year. And he's got to give up the drink. Can you believe it? Anybody else would have done that?
Prison time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's protected, isn't he? Because he's that alphabet people.
Do you know, Ian? Do you know they've made another show with Bob Olderkirk, whatever his name is?
Odenkirk.
Yeah, from the same people that did Better Call Saul. This
Is it
show
out
is.
yet?
I don't know. This show is called. What's it called? Lucky something. Lucky Hank. It's called. It's going to be at AMC soon. It's gonna. I'll probably watch that.
That rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Lucky Hank. Lucky Hank.
Yeah.
Just go and take Charlotte for a lucky yank.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about good TV shows, I can recommend
Attempted arson.
Get Shorty as well. That's really good.
That's old though, isn't it? Is that a TV show? That's old. That's been out.
It's a new TV show as far
Oh,
as
is
I'm
it?
aware. Yeah.
Oh, who's the main star?
What's his name? Irish guy from the IT crowd, Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, really? He's
Yeah.
playing the John Travolta part.
Yeah, he's really good as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
He is really good. Yeah, I'm quite impressed.
Here you go, folks. Time Prophet asks a question. Who is a soul person?
A what?
A soul person.
Oh, what does he mean though? Do we like Soul? Is that what he means, or are we like him?
I don't know. He just says, who is this soul person?
Oh,
It means that he hasn't Googled it, and he's quite proud of not knowing what it's about, basically.
Speaking of Better Call Saul, we had the farce that was the Golden Globes, didn't we, this
God,
week?
yeah.
Was it the Golden Globes?
it was.
Yes. Yeah.
Better Call Saul, probably the best thing that's been on TV. Best actors this year. Won absolutely naff all.
Shocking.
Yeah. Well, Short Round won an award, didn't he? Apparently,
For?
I think for the film that what is it? Was that stupid film called the one with the everywhere and everything and all that rubbish? That one.
Oh, okay.
All at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
He won
movie.
it. Oh, I
Is it
hated
really?
it. Hated it.
Did you really? I thought it was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Look,
really enjoyed
they
it.
lost me at when they turned into rocks. They lost me there. That's where they lost me. No, I was
Not the
lost
hot
even
dog
before
fingers.
then. That was just ridiculous. The whole thing is just stupid as far as I'm concerned. I really didn't like it. But that's just obviously me because a lot of people did like it. So I just thought it was pathetic.
Here you go,
personally.
folks. Norfolk and Chance. I've seen the new Get Shorty TV show.
Is it good?
Bloody good.
Okay. Keep
What
watching
does
it.
the male gaze mean, by the way?
Go on, Z.
The male gaze means anything that contains a sexy woman, because women aren't allowed to be sexy anymore. They're not allowed to have big tits. They're not allowed
Easy.
to have a nice curvy figure, long blonde flowing hair. They've got to be frumpy, dumpy, and ugly.
So when
And male.
so the male gaze is what then?
Oh, it's because we demand this sort of thing from women, irrespective of whether bisexual or lesbian women find them hot. It's all us. It's our fault. We're not allowed to have sexy women on the screen anymore because it appeals to us.
Think of Michael Bay's Transformers and his habit of sticking the camera up the attractive female's bottom.
When you say Transformers, we are talking robots.
Women
Yes, talking
in
robots, that's
disguise.
it.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Speaking of Transformers, right, the latest movie, Rise of the Beast, has got one of my favourite characters from the old cartoon, RC, in it, which is a female Transformer, right? Or at least we perceive her as female, put it that way, since they're all asexual robots that don't sexually reproduce. But she was, in the original cartoon, pink and white, okay? And now, because it's like pandering to gender norms, they can't have her pink anymore, so they've made her red.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, so they've just changed the color because they don't want to upset, the alphabet community from being stereotypical towards women.
If I remember my history correct, I think initially pink was a male colour.
Was it? don't know that.
and blue was female. I may be wrong, but I think it got swapped at some point.
The only good thing is she's a Ducati, which is pretty
Wow.
cool. I didn't realise that swapper. That was news to me. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I know. But
Wow.
you know, this is. There's no white people in the cast either, and there's also a giant black ape in it. But that's nothing to do with race or anything like that. whatsoever.
Just going back to the male gaze stuff. Is there a female gaze?
Yeah,
Yes.
lesbians, aren't
There kind of is. I can't remember the term for it, but it's
they?
very much.
Dysentery.
Apparently, it's very much focusing on the hands and the lips all the time.
All right.
So if you look at some of the Disnoids, specifically the Raylos, they're always going on about that and how Ryan Johnson has mastered female gaze.
I will say, if I may, when I was out, one of my very rare appearances in the wild, as it were, in the local town over the past week, a very attractive young female gave me the female gaze.
Did she?
Which-
Was she?
Then she fell over a blind door, a guide door.
I was about
So
to say that.
I just thought, Mr. Brown, 54. There you go. So, but I did have my hoodie up, so she probably didn't see I'm an old cunt. But there you go.
But she was blind.
Yeah, as I said, she tripped over a dog. Here you go, look. Chat moved up, sorry. Barbara Lawrence in the chat. You're damn right. There's a female gaze.
Yeah, so every Marvel superhero has to have his clothes ripped off or do a topless scene with his abs and pecs and us drooling all over him. But no, you can't show the same thing for a woman because
Is
that's
there a-
sexualizing them.
Is
But
there a droid gaze, Z, by any chance?
no, they all look the same to me.
I'm glowing.
Here you go, folks, in the chats. Stuart Mitchell. I would highly recommend HBO Cinemax series
Here we go.
Banshee, which ran for 4 seasons. Also a personal favourite of Lord Doomcock. Yeah, it was me who told Doomcock to watch it. So
Yeah.
yes, Banshee. Everybody, you should be watching Banshee. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
I'm watching Instagram and watching all these women put their clothes on. So I'm definitely. This is the male gaze, right? I'm watching all these pretty women doing stuff. It's weird.
I think the
Not
male
weird, though. It's enjoyable.
gaze goes back to when we were in caves. It's how it's kind of like genetic coding. You just a male would eye up the strongest female in the herd or the pack. So it's just
Strongest?
well
attractiveness.
the child. It's usually down to childbearing. Yeah, I think it was women with big breasts.
That's not
Would-
strong. You sure
would-
this is not
would-
your personal preference, Brownie?
Well,
You're
there
about
is
to tell us
that.
about your
There is
weightlifters fetish.
There is that, but I'm sure it's some deep coded, I don't know, some DNA synapse or something in the human body that you just can't stop doing it. It's just kind of like a natural reaction.
Then you smack them over the head with a club and drag them back to your hole in the wall.
It's Jeremy
and then-
Clarkson, you're thinking.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
what the? Sorry.
Allegedly.
Whoa.
it goes back to caveman times. Just saying.
Oh, I've got to stop watching this. This is not good.
Oh, you're not watching jiggly dances on TikTok.
No, no, Instagram. I'm watching Instagram right now. All these.
Are we
It's just.
boring you on here?
No, I'm just saying. It's just videos of women taking their clothes off, and then I flicked on one, and it was like it looked like a 9-year-old kid. So I'm like, oh no, I don't want to watch this.
Easy.
What's this all
Well,
about?
don't watch it then.
I've stopped.
Here you go. Thank you, Andy. Andy's helping me out. Brown is
the hell?
correct. That's the word. Primordial. Thank you, Andy.
It has primordial genetic memory. And
Yes.
let's be honest here, no one on OnlyFans has been a success by keeping their clothes on.
I'm on Facebook now, and they've got things almost the same thing as no.
They've got things.
They got girls with hardly any clothes on Facebook as well. What's that all about? What's going on?
This is not really the male gaze.
Isn't it?
No, not really. It's a kind of cinematic, not a trope. It's the way that's filmed specifically. Yeah, and Michael Bay's probably Michael Baytion, I would call him. He's one of the worst for it, or the best, depending on your point of view.
Oh, I see.
We've got some bad news, folks. Wolfgang Comancho at Mr. Brown Alliance. That's me. I was Fat Gandalf. YouTube made me rebrand for fat shaming.
Did they?
Probably.
So fat shaming yourself. Blimey.
That's very forward thinking. That'll be the new thing, won't it? Fat shaming one's self.
May I pull up a small chat from the Time Prophet, Brian?
Of course.
Time Prophet in the chat says, I heard that directors only make movies so they can take clothes off women. The Mega Geek must know this. Ian, any comments?
No. That's not what I do. I'm not part of Hollywood, so there you go.
Not guilty.
Not guilty at all. Yeah.
Franco says, yeah, as I said, we should have this on the above the doors double fucking standards. It is. It is. Okay, should we do another little slide? As I said, I've done a couple.
Go on in.
I think I've got my running order correct.
Avatar.
So I went to see Avatar.
I will say Christmas time.
Yeah, I will say chat. Chat, have you seen Avatar yet? I liked it. Ian, you liked it, didn't you?
I found it enjoyable. Yes, everybody knows that. I found it enjoyable. I think people should watch it, but you know, it isn't the best script ever written. But there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels really ragging on this. And do we think they're just doing it just for ragging on Avatar's sake?
And I think they generally don't like it. That's what I think, and they're entitled to their opinions. But as I keep saying, you know, if a film is 25% good, normies are going to like it if they find it good, and then they're going to tell their friends, and then those friends are going to watch the film. I said that's how it works. It doesn't work any other way than that. It really doesn't. So, yeah. So that's probably why it's success, because a lot of people saying that other people should watch it, you know. So
I don't think the chat are feeling the Avatar vibes. You go, Wolfgang. I'm waiting to see Avatar at the IMAX in Dallas. Oh, I bet that's good.
it was good in IMAX.
I've not seen Avatar.
Avatar.
Franco, no intention of seeing it. Wookie hasn't seen it yet.
It's okay though if they don't want to see it. I mean, as I said, you know, it's not hurting me, it's not hurting you, and it's definitely not hurting James Cameron. That's for sure. He's made $2 billion out of it so far. So
has it reached 2 billion? Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's gone past it.
Here you go, Belson. Hello, Belson. I prefer sleeping for 2 hours. It's 3 hours actually, 3.5, over watching this movie. I think.
Yeah, I think it's if that's how you feel, you should definitely do it.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, and I did. And I even enjoyed the saggy bits that is in the middle. It looks fantastic. The production design is just incredible.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it's all computer rendered. It's just, apart from obviously the human hands.
Yeah, it's a well made movie. It's as I
Yeah.
said, it's not great. It's just really enjoyable. That's what it is. So I can't say any further
There
than
you go,
that.
Suzanne. Yet to see it. Yeah. Belson. Yes, it is 3.5 hours long.
It is not. Oh,
My bladder. I deliberately didn't have a drink before I went in, but even my bladder was struggling towards the end.
Yeah, don't have a big Coke when you get in there.
the last Lord of the Rings film was about 3 hours and 20 minutes. It was like a long haul flight. There was people sighing at the end when there was another scene coming up. I'd imagine that'd be the same. The Avatar.
I went to see when I went to see that Whitney Houston film. Okay, I was so thirsty. I got they got those frosty things that you can mix them with the blue and the pink thing,
Yeah.
and they pour it in there. So I got one of them, right? And I said, "All right, I'll sip that through the movie." I was a bit thirsty, but halfway through the movie, they give you these horrible paper straws, right? So halfway through the movie, I tried to suck it, and nothing was coming up because the paper straws obviously was all squishy. So I was there in the cinema, cursing, thinking, "I'm so thirsty now. I can't even, unless I use my fingers to pull the frigging thing out." It's absolutely. I just laughed. I just thought to myself, "This is absolutely ridiculous. Why did they get rid of the plastic straws? I don't know."
Recycling. They don't degrade. Here you go, Mr. Angel. I'm definitely going to watch it. Just did not have the time yet. Yeah, as I said, I wasn't. I was in a foul mood, but I went to go see it, and for some reason, I was kind of convinced that I wasn't going to like it. But I definitely think it's worth your time watching it, just for how it looks, the production. It's just obviously we're kind of thinking the story's a bit poo-poo, but it does look incredible.
Oh, you know what? I saw a trailer for a film when I saw Megan, and it's has anybody heard of it? I can't remember what it's called, but it's got Nicolas Cage. He plays Dracula.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Nicholas Holt.
Oh,
Yeah,
Renfield.
Yeah, that was that. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that looked funny. I'd go and see that. That looks really
Yeah.
funny.
Here you go, Atom Gray. Avatar: The Way of Screensavers. It's the best screensaver you'll ever see, though.
2.5 hour long screensaver.
3.5.
3.5.
It
Yeah.
genuinely looks incredible, and I didn't even see it in 3D. You're not convinced, are you guys?
No,
I've yet to watch it.
It's okay.
I said to Z that because Z, you weren't going to go see it, were you?
I was thinking about it, and then because of its length, and a lot of reviewers said, it does drag and it's a bit boring, but overall, an okay film. I'm just not prepared to open my wallet for an okay film.
I don't blame you, because I didn't pay to see it. So, in fact, if I didn't get invited, I would never have went to see it. To tell you the truth.
I had a £3 ticket, so I thought, okay, I'll go see it. I'm glad I did. And I think, Z, if you can go on, is it Wednesday where they do cheap tickets?
I don't know, because I got a Cineworld ticket, and I don't. Well, I pay every month, so that means I can watch as many films as I want on that card. Plus, you get a discount when you buy popcorn and stuff. It gives you a discount. So, and in some restaurants as well, gives you a discount. It's good.
Good night, Wolfgang, or Fat Tony. Cheers, my friend.
Can we just answer Stuart Mitchell's
Yeah, do you want to do it?
question? No.
I'm having mouse problems.
I'm having mouse problems.
Stuart Mitchell in chat says, has Disney completely abandoned the idea of making any more Star Wars movies? What happened to their plan to alternate them between Avatar sequels? Don't know about the second bit. First bit, there's supposed to be one coming up with Damon Lindelof.
Ugh.
And it's to be directed by Ms. Marvel's Charmin Obaid Chinoy, who apparently has an Academy Award for a documentary. She's more of a documentary / activist filmmaker rather than a proper feature filmmaker. So I think that'll be a disaster, to be quite honest, if it ever gets to see the light of day.
Pile of poo. That's what it's going to be.
Wouldn't be surprised.
What happened to Titty's Star Wars film?
Good question. What did happen to Titty's Star Wars film?
Yeah, we've not heard anything of it.
So
have we?
meta. Maybe it was so meta it just imploded on itself. Who knows?
They found out he was a twat, so they dumped his project.
Found out a bit late, didn't they? Jeez.
I think
Yeah.
Kathy just fancied another sacking.
Is he
You
a
know
minor-
what? Right. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is he a minority? Why? What woke titty? Is he? Because I might get him the gig.
I don't know.
He's Maori, isn't he? In the chat, Star Wars.
You know, she's in trouble, isn't she? Because she's getting a lot of pushback on the Indiana Jones film she's doing, KK. So she's fighting to actually keep her stuff in it, like she did with Star Wars. So she's probably sacking people that wouldn't agree with her and stuff like that. So, but she knows she's doing wrong. But she's,
Of course she does. Yeah.
Yeah, she's determined to get it out there. So
I think she's got a boner for destroying anything that belongs to Lucas. I think Lucas must have done something to her.
Slappetite for destruction.
Yeah.
I can't believe, right, that intelligent people, because you can't tell me Spielberg's not intelligent. You can't tell me that Cameron's not intelligent or any of these well-known directors. I can't believe none of them are standing up to this rubbish. Can't believe that they're just sitting there lapping and drinking the Kool-Aid. I just, honestly, you know, I never want to meet my heroes. I never want to meet Spielberg because he's really disappointed me with all this crap.
You've met me, haven't you?
I said heroes, mate.
Moving on.
I find these things ugly. Do you find them ugly? I just find them.
Yeah.
Just
get him off the screen, Brown.
I couldn't connect with them when I watched the film.
I'm more into green.
Well, that's because you didn't have a USB tail.
Right. Yeah.
But I think Kathy's going to be done when Indiana Jones 5 hits.
Oh,
You think so?
she was done 2 years ago, but she's been stuck in that fucking revolving door for 2 years.
Well,
I thought she was. Sorry, Matt, on you go.
Oh, thanks, mate. I was just going to say quickly, the whole rumor about her Damon Lindelof Star Wars venture just turned out to be a load of hot air, didn't it? I think they were just trying to float. Yeah, they're just trying to float an idea out there to see if people bought into it. We'll see if people bought into it, and then she would have just said, oh well, since everyone's talking about it, maybe we should, everyone thinks it's a good idea. Maybe we should sort of get that project in motion, just to try and keep herself in office for a bit longer, if you know what I mean.
Here you go, folks. Stuart Mitchell, Titi Watiti movie has been in development for almost 3 years, and let's hope it stays there.
It's gone down the Ryan Johnson trilogy route, it would appear.
Yes, queued up behind his trilogy. Yeah.
Here you go, Andy. See, this is more like it. Andy Mouse, 123 in the chat. Brown is my hero.
Is he talking about the illicit substance, or is it talking about yourself?
Is that the stuff? Well, yes. A spoon is involved, yes.
You're the wind beneath his wings, mate.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Plenty of wind. Moving on.
Moving on quickly. Here you go, Secret Castle. Hello, Secret Castle, a new face. Hello. If you think everyone's an idiot, it probably just means you're the idiot. Yeah.
I think everybody's an idiot, including myself.
It's the people who don't admit it. They're the ones who got the problem.
Everybody does something dumb at one point in their life.
Yeah, of
I do it
course.
frequently on streams.
I think Stuart Mitchell in the chat has just nailed it.
Would you like to do it then?
Oh, God.
No. Yes.
Oh,
Did it just
it
move
just
up?
moved. Welcome to Lack of Professionalism on the Mr. Brown Elijah. It's Joe Mitchell in the chat. Says George Lucas criticised a coffee 40 years ago and it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. This must be a payback.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
One cup of coffee messed up, and everybody's having to pay for it. Not good, is it?
No.
Here you go. Romeo, Tango, November Zulu, at Mr. Brown Lions. That's me. Just a thought. Robert Meyer Burnett was on Twitter last night saying that because MCU Phase 4 films made 810, that's 810 million on average, 3 films lost money, 4 made money. What's going on with Bob?
I think what Robert Meyer Burnett is missing out on here is a lot of Marvel movies rely on things like post-movie sales and merchandising and DVD and Blu-ray, which Phase 4 are not getting at all. Whereas previous phases, you could see a ton of toys on the shelves and things like Funko Pops, tie-in books.
Still can, but they're not selling.
Yeah, they're not. They're literally sitting on the shelves gathering dust until they go to B&M and gather dust.
Even in so will all the toys from America be shipped over to B&M in Britain?
I think they'll be shipped to a landfill site in Bangladesh.
That landfill will be gathering dust. And the dust the toys get turned into after they get put through the shredding machine will be gathering dust.
Hide them under all the rose ticos.
What happened to her? Has she been in anything like a TV show or?
Apparently, she was just getting started. She told us, and I haven't seen her since.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought, after being in Star Wars, I thought she'd be, offered loads of roles and stuff.
So did Mark Hamill.
Daisy Ridley, yeah.
You know what the secret of comedy is? In the chat, as soon as I press that, Mr. Brownlands, get the blue people off the screen. Yes, sir. Speaking of Marvel, did anybody see the trailer for this week?
I did.
I did.
Did, yeah. Z, what do you think?
Well, I actually quite like Ant-Man. I love the first film, hate the second one. And this one has got shifted to a slightly darker tone. But unfortunately, it's been reported that they've been doing reshoots last week. It's imminently due to come out to give it more of the trademark Disney humor.
Oh, no.
What's that? Lots of kids.
It's the thing that makes the Disney Marvel films shit. So, yeah, it's not looking very healthy at the moment if they're just going to try and force in laughs in what is supposed to be a really dark turn. So apparently the version that we're getting on screen is a worse version of the movie that was originally made.
February 17th.
It looks bad enough anyway with all the wham and power going on in it. And of course, Kang's been race swapped as well. So immediately I'm out.
Should we just finish the channel at that moment? I will say, this is to the ladies in the chat. Slowly we're getting ladies watching the channel, which is great. Does the whammon power piss the ladies off? Do they see it as just stupid like the rest of us?
No, my wife loves Marvel films as well, and
She's-
she's hardly watched any of Phase 4.
So it's just not us then. Right, okay.
No, she's actually grown to despise the fact that the males
Wow.
have been turned from competent heroes
Cooks.
into incompetent lol cows, which undermines their entire character, and they're always having to be put right by their female counterparts. So that's just the direction things are at the moment. You just got to accept that that's the thing until they lose enough money and decide, well, this is not working for us anymore.
Here you go, Babylon's. Yes and no. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not so much the female empowerment's a problem. It's the female empowerment at the expense of the males, which seems a very strange thing to do. But it depends who's writing it. If it's the same people doing the comics, getting more involved, it's bound to filter through the films at some point.
But the trailer does look like Ant-Man is the man that's going to be the hero in this one. That's how the trailer plays out, the new one.
It's his daughter, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, his daughter is the one that dragged them all into the quantum realm. Looks like, according to the first trailer. But in the second trailer, the black guy, who's the man that's in charge of the universe and everything that you've ever known in any dimension, he promises Ant-Man that he can give him his time back with his daughter before he lost it to the 5-year thing. And they make a deal, and then he welshes on the deal, according to the trailer, and Ant-Man has to fight for his life, apparently, according to the trailer. So they've given the whole story away. But it does look like Ant-Man is the one that's leading the film. Unlike the second one, it was the Wasp that was, and he was made to look like an idiot. So let's find. Well, I'm going to watch it, so I'm probably going to be disappointed.
You've got a cinema card.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to be disappointed.
Here you go, Babylon's. I wanted Black Widow. Sorry, I'll start again. I wanted a Black Widow movie since Iron Man 2. I think we all did. And then I got an utter shit show filled with a nonsensical plot and contrivances.
Timing was a bit strange.
I've still not seen it.
Yeah, I'm missing much.
I thought ScarJo was the unsung hero of the Marvel franchise. She was just fantastic.
She knows where her bread is buttered, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So she ain't going to kick up a stink, is she, really? Not at this moment in time.
That was a female character done very, 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 very well and totally believable. What do you think, guys? No?
Well, her character isn't believable, let's face it. So anyway, I don't know.
Anybody?
Say that. Sorry, who you're talking about? Black Widow Brown.
Yeah, Black Widow. Yeah, she was a great character.
I don't know. I tend to compare all female characters against Cersei from Game of Thrones. How well she was written, and most of them don't even remotely hold up. But it's a different vehicle altogether, isn't it? I suppose. It was okay. I thought she was all right. I didn't think that Scarlett was a very good choice, but I believe the previous actress had pulled out. I can't.
Who was the original?
I cannot remember her name, Ian. But I couldn't buy little Scarlet Battern lumps at a 6'4" bouncers, etc. Just a bit silly.
It was all about being sexy when Marvel started out, because the first costume she had in the Iron Man film, she looked hot as hell with that red hair and everything, kicking ass and stuff like that. I was like, fantastic.
Was it the Winter Soldier? Oh my god, that
she looked great in that too.
Peak ScarJo, that.
Even the opening of the Avengers, she was hot as.
Yeah. And then they changed it all by cutting her hair and
covering her up,
covering her tits up and all that rubbish. It's ridiculous.
I mean, the thing is, her character was supposed to be like that. She seduced people and infiltrated places by distracting them, and they just taken all that away. I'm glad she's dead.
Emily Blunt, I think, was the actress.
Oh, was she? You know what? I like Emily Blunt, but I don't find her face attractive at all for some reason. I find her face weird. It's kind of like
She looks like Adele.
but she looks a bit masculine, but she also looks feminine. It's just really odd, her face, I find.
Here you go. Babylon's Scarlett Johansson was brilliant in all of the other movies except her own.
Yeah, because they put the woke stuff in, that's why. I don't think she agreed with it, but she did it for the money. So there you go.
Well, it
Here you
made
go.
her career. I don't know what she's moaning about. It's done quite well for her.
Did they settle out of court as well? Tim, I really like saying this Hannabomb at Mr. Brown Alliance. Say my name. I just did.
It looks okay, though. I think I'll go and see it. Better be
Tampa
good.
Vit. Black Widow was all about beating up toxic males. Yeah.
Did she get her ass kicked at one point? Can't remember.
They made quite a fool of her father in it, didn't they?
Yeah, because that
just
was
the guy
guy
from Violent Night.
But that's when woke was in full swing, wasn't it? So wasn't surprised. And it wasn't a real father either.
Here you go. In the chats, ScarJo was sex me up, then became ScarJo unsex me now. At Mega Geek, that's you in. That is an example of removing the male gaze.
No, she did. She got her ass kicked by someone. I can't remember now. The film's all blur into one now. She got her ass kicked by someone.
Anybody in the chat, who did ScarJo get her ass kicked by? I can't remember.
Was it not Hawkeye in the 2012 Avengers movie?
It wasn't in the Avengers. I think it was the Captain America one, Civil War, where they had the fight in the airport. She got her ass kicked by someone. I can't remember who it was. I can't even remember who she was fighting. I don't know.
Take another swig of Jack, Ian. You'll get right on.
I think I've had enough, mate.
It's never enough, mate.
Yeah, I can't.
Who's watched? This Phase Bore? Has anybody watched all of them?
No,
I've watched everything except Wakanda Forever.
I watched half of that and walked out. Had enough. I was like, no, I can't watch this.
Swappers, have you seen any?
No, I gave up at Endgame.
Same here.
Just didn't feel like watching anything after that. I did give Scarlet Witch and Vision a go, and I managed to stick it out right to the last episode.
Yeah,
you feel the wokeness being like coming through it, and I just thought,
drips, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then the final episode was just horrendous. I thought, no, absolutely done with everything after that, and I've not watched anything since. So I'm going to skip this one. I did like the second Ant-Man film because I wasn't aware of the wokeness at the time. Yeah. So I probably just turned a blind eye to it all without realizing. But if I watched it again now, I'm sure that every scene I'll just be groaning.
Wasp, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it just takes over everything, and he's going to be a background character in his own film, I think.
There's always, even before this woke stuff, there was always a point where, well, actually, no, it did start the woke stuff. Do you remember in the first Ant-Man when she punches him in the face?
Yeah.
Remember that bit? It's like, what? You know, it's like you punch it. You would just slap her back, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? I would.
That's the thing, isn't it, with films these days, though? You can have loads of women beating up on men, but you can't have one man laying a finger on them in retaliation.
I will never forget. There was a film with Paul Newman called oh God, was it? It wasn't Kool and Luke. He played a private detective, and these people beat him up and they tied him to a chair. And there was this woman that was like taking the piss out of him, and he got out of his bonds on the chair and he kicked her between the legs. I'll never forget that. I never forget that. I was watching it on BBC Two, and I was a teenager. Lou Harper, that's what it was called. He was a private detective, and if this film was on BBC Two, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was watching it, and I was like, I think I was 19 at the time, and I just saw Paul Newman kick this girl between the legs, and she fell on the ground in pain. I was so shocked. I was
Wow.
like, fuck. So I think that's the last time I ever saw anyone do damage to a woman on screen, that's for sure.
Remember an episode of Bread many moons ago? They had Lilo Lil fighting Ma Boswell. And she fucking knees her right in the Shireen Nanjani.
Is she? Oh, right. Because that's the first time I realized that girls could get hurt if you do kick them between the legs. Because when I was a kid, I was thinking, well, how can they get hurt? They don't have anything between their legs, do they? So, but apparently it's true. If you do kick them between the legs, it hurts them big time.
Yeah,
So
my wife still swears that a
endings.
solid tip punch will send them down.
It's like, remember Kingpin?
yeah,
Oh, what a film!
Oh, that Woody
Great
Harrelson
film.
battering lumps at her chest.
God. Bill Murray was in that. Is Bill Murray in this as well?
yes, he is
Quantum.
apparently.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently.
I think they were trying to cancel him.
Mm.
That's right. They were looking back at some sordid behaviour from interviews.
So, is this film now phase 5?
Five, yeah.
He's fast. Yeah.
This is the start of phase 5.
Mr.
This
Brown,
would have been phase 4, wouldn't it?
there's a good comment there by Hal Murray. I'm just saying.
Yes, I did see that. Do you want to read it, Swappers?
Oh, not really. Quintumania, more like. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Loki actually uses the short version of that word in the Avengers movie, and he uses it in a very misogynistic way, which is quite a surprise. Yuling Quim.
Oh, yeah, I like that, though. It was really
How
good.
the fuck did that slide under the radar?
Yeah, yeah.
Before it was woke.
I don't think many Americans knew what it was, so it kind of slipped under the radar.
Mm,
This is my bargain to you, you mewling quim.
It was great. I really like that a lot. But it was before the woke tide.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's still Hiddleston's finest moment of acting in the MCU.
Oh,
I
yes.
think.
Mm.
He's so good in that film.
And
Yeah.
if you look at those films very carefully, right, every time ScarJo was on screen, she always had, her busts.
Breasticles.
Yeah, you could always see them. And
Busts.
they did make a thing about it, didn't they? They literally made her wear that stuff so that you could see her cleavage. So I don't understand why that's wrong, because
Because it
Thor
was
is
Joss
around
Whedon.
showing his muscles.
It's Joss
No,
Whedon.
well-
That's why, and everybody's hates him now.
Why? Why did they hate him? He made them famous, didn't he? Made
Wandering
Michel
Hands,
Miguel famous, didn't he?
wasn't it?
What's that?
Wandering Hands on Buffy,
Oh, really? Oh, I did not know that.
allegedly.
Oh, well, there you go. Crazy, crazy times.
Is it going to make any money, this one?
Yes,
Yeah.
this will be a hit.
Who's that bloke behind Ant-Man with the yellow? Who's that guy behind him?
Girl,
Is it a girl?
that's the wasp.
Just
Oh, is that the
misgendered
one?
somebody.
You misgendered somebody and struck my channel off.
Is that... Right, hold on. That's not... Is that the Wasp?
Yeah,
Why has she got short hair?
That's why she's yellow. Wasp.
I don't know.
Okay. Didn't know. I thought it was a guy. Seriously, I thought it was a bloke.
No, that's the wasp. Definitely.
You misgendering again.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. That's one of the reasons why I want to see it.
Yeah.
Quantumania is being released 17th of February. You know what's been released on Valentine's Day in Blighty?
What's that?
25th anniversary edition of Titanic.
I don't want to see that. Once
That
was
was
enough for me.
A trailer in the Avatar tonight.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
I can't watch that film again.
That's going to be a difficult Valentine's. That's going to be a lot of effort to get your wife's knickers off for that, isn't it? Really, to sit through that.
Be dripping wet though.
It was all right though. The film was okay. I can't watch it again though. That's the thing. It's like there's loads of movies I can't watch again. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of them.
Yeah.
It's too long. And it was too. And also, I found it creepy that what's her name? Looked like his mum. Who's the main lead in it? The girl.
God, she was an Avatar.
Kate.
Kate. What's her
Not
face?
Bishop.
Kate what's her face looked
Winslet.
like
Yeah, Winslet.
Winslet looked like Leo's mum in that film. I just didn't. I just thought to myself, she looks older than him. He looks like a teenager, and she looks like his mum. And it didn't work, especially when he was painting her and she was naked. I was thinking, oh, this is a bit creepy. But anyway, maybe it's just me, right? Or maybe it's the Jack Daniels I've been
Probably the
drinking.
Jack.
Yeah, probably.
I did quite like. I like Titanic.
It was all right. I
You
can't
got
watch it again though.
Ms. Muse's Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. I just think they just look like she just looked too old for him. He looked really young in that film.
I will say, just quickly going back to Avatar, when I was watching it this evening, it felt like you was watching all the best parts of a Cameron film, of all of his Cameron films, just kind of mixed up in a big mixing bowl and put on screen for your pleasure.
Have you seen the poster for the 20th anniversary?
Yeah, it's white.
You have. Let me just pop that on the screen for a moment there, Brown. Why has she got two entirely different hairstyles?
It's a bit strange.
Oh yeah,
Is he doing up a dress or something? What's he doing?
he's sniffing her.
No idea, but both sides of her head have got two entirely different hairstyles.
Yeah,
What's going
it's
on?
weird, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe a few months back she had the social justice warrior straight into the wood on one side, number 2.
What's the whole poster look like then? I'm assuming that's zoomed in.
Biden sniff.
Well, the usual stuff. Just a
Yeah.
picture of the pair of them with Titanic 20th anniversary on it. It's one of those things that I just can't unsee. It's a bit like the poster for Quantumania. I can't unsee the word Ant-Man in Quantumania.
What about the bit where she could have let him go on top of that thing she was floating on, and she just she just let him
Yeah, there's
freeze?
a big documentary about that. Here you go, Tim. I like saying this Hannibom.
You keep saying that. We know
Yeah,
you
I
like
do.
saying it.
Hannibom. I mocked Titanic, but then realised it is a masterpiece.
I wouldn't go that far. I thought it was a good film.
Yeah,
I thought it was what they achieved
it's
a
not
lot.
bad. It's not bad.
There are certain films that you can call a masterpiece, like E.T.
Yeah.
Last Jedi.
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi. No, I love E.T. I think E.T. is a masterpiece, and I'm not joking there. I actually think Empire Strikes Back's a masterpiece as well.
Tell you what, guys, in the chat, one film, everybody in the chat, one film you think is a masterpiece. What did you say yours was, Ian? E.T.?
I have a few. I have E.T., Empire Strikes Back, Superman the movie. Well, actually, yeah, no. So I would say Superman the movie is a
Yeah, it's a good
masterpiece.
film,
Yeah. Loads. I have loads. And one and was it 2001 is not in that list.
Here you go. Cheers, Franco. E.T. is shit.
Well, that's your opinion, pal.
Here you go.
Star Wars is a masterpiece.
In the chats, The Godfather.
Who's left?
It's a
Somebody's
good film.
left.
Nobody.
Yeah, Matt's
You're-
left.
No, you're pissed up.
No, Matt's gone.
Changed the
Yeah,
screen,
that's
Matt, still there.
Oh, he's changed the screen. Oh, there you go.
He's about
Top
half an hour
tip
behind.
here: never stream on Jack. I can't even say it. Jack Daniels.
I've always streamed in Jack Daniels, Brown. I'm drinking to be more professional, as Doug Stanhope would say.
Here you go. Hal Murray 9000 pub motherboard. I thought it would say 2001. Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens is a masterpiece, I do believe, and the first Alien is as well. I think they're
Mr. Angel.
Witness with Harrison Ford.
Witnesses.
that the one you mean?
Typo.
Oh, Witnesses.
Witnesses.
Witness.
Mr. Angel, could you type what your masterpiece is? Andy, please. Andy Mouse 123. E.T. is a masterpiece.
I think so. I do honestly think it is.
Let's have a look. See if there's any more. Here we go. So we've had Alien. Here you go.
Tron.
Tron.
God.
I like Tron.
Did you?
It was not a very. It was a painful stream. That was.
It was a painful movie to watch. That's what I can say.
I think at the time we agreed that Tron is one of those kind of, if you were in the moment, in that kind of era with Tron, you'll love it. If you weren't,
Do you know there are some films that people think are just ordinary, but in reality they were masterpieces of work. Like for
Chinatown.
instance, yeah, that's a good film, but I wouldn't call it masterpiece. You know, for instance, Jungle Book, Disney's Jungle Book, the cartoon, is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think any old kind of Disney stuff's pretty good, to be fair.
And Robin Hood, I used to like that. Disney Robin Hood with the fox.
What about
Really
bed
good.
knobs and broomsticks?
No, I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. I don't know why.
What's Sound of Music Disney?
No.
No, okay. Here you go. Stuart Mitchell, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
Oh, this is a good film. Forbidden Planet.
That's a masterpiece.
Oh, it's a great film.
That was considered a B picture when it came out.
It's a fantastic film. Is
Mm.
you go, Superman.
Frank Driven.
Yeah.
Frank Superman, the movie is brilliant.
Silent Running.
Yes, great movie. Great movie, Silent Running.
Norfolk
Alien,
Enchants. Alien.
Norfolk.
Stuart says, Once Upon a Time in America.
It is, but I honestly think Goodfellas is the best gangster movie ever made, I think. And I do like Once Upon a Time in America.
Here you go, Franco, Close Encounters.
Encounters is an amazing film.
Atom's Gray says, I missed the question. Atom, give us a film. Name a film that you think is a masterpiece. Here you go, Romeo. Original Star Wars, Superman, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I do like Forbidden Planet. It's a great film.
Somebody smoking? Is somebody smoking?
No, I gave up in January 1st. I haven't smoked since.
Z, give us some masterpieces then, in your opinion.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Massive fan of Train Spotting. Love that film. Wrath of Khan, I think, is brilliant. Absolutely love it to death. I mean, all of these films have faults.
Yeah, all of them do.
They're faults that I'm prepared to overlook because of the quality of the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I agree, totally.
So
I mean,
nothing's perfect, really, when you break it down and analyze it scene by scene.
Yeah.
But there are just some movies that hold up the test of time and have an infinitely rewatchable ability, which modern movies just do not have.
It's true. You've hit the nail on the head there. You really have.
Swappers, you got some masterpieces?
I mean, like we said, not perfect, but the original Star Wars trilogy is kind of hard not to include, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can only a couple of weeks ago, I watched them all again, and I just enjoyed every second. And there's so many films now you watch these days. You watch it, you never want to watch it again. You might enjoy it, but it's like Avatar, isn't it? You might think like, that was all right for 8.5 hours of entertainment, but I really don't have any inclination to watch it over again. It's like there's not the rewatchability factor is not really there anymore. Back in the day, in the 70s and 80s and maybe 90s, they really did make them with such depth that it was almost required to multiple view them, wasn't it?
Yeah. Casablanca's a classic in my opinion, and that's a brilliant film. Yeah, Pinocchio. Yeah, Trainspotting's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
Snow White. Yeah. Here you go, Atom Gray.
Snow White in ages.
Blade Runner. Yeah, Ed Wood, Ghost in the Shell animated.
Ed Wood. Wow. It's enough for years.
Yeah.
I would say to Atom Gray, Ghost in the Shell. Some very, very nice robots on Avatar.
Mm.
Mm.
the design, the production design, the spacecraft, the vehicles. I genuinely think it's worth watching the film, but that's just me.
Mm.
But you know,
Yeah, go on.
Raiders is a classic as well, and when you consider how fast Spielberg directed that film, you get the feeling that Spielberg wanted out of that movie, so he directed it as fast as he can,
Mm.
and
He's better for it, yeah.
and suddenly it's this film that people just love. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Here you
Crazy.
go, Mr. Angel. Chaplin, the Great Dictator. Barbara says
Oh,
Casablanca.
Casablanca's. Oh yeah, I would agree with that. It is. It's well played, well acted, well shot. It's just a really great movie. And to think, I only saw this 3 years ago.
What?
Casablanca. Yeah, man. It's the first time I ever saw it 3 years ago. It was Christmas time, and I watched it because I'd never ever watched it. And I watched it, and I just was blown away by it. I thought it was absolutely terrific.
Says Blazing Saddles.
Good one.
Yeah.
Here you go. Life of
Life
Brian.
of Brian's a good movie.
Yeah.
I want to be called Lavetta.
Yeah.
Some great
Time
films.
Bandits is a good movie as well. Time Bandits.
Stuart, Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Great
That's
movie.
like this. The guests on the panel, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
It's a great movie, Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Time Prophet.
Oh yes, I agree.
It's a great
Capricorn
film.
1, great movie, absolutely terrific.
Here you go, Ian. Stuart, Jaws.
Jaws, yep, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Dirty
Dirty
Harry.
Harry, yeah, Dirty Harry's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece, but I think it's a good movie. It's a very good movie, Dirty Harry.
I still highly rate Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz as absolute masterpieces.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, still hold up today.
Much love for Jaws. Jaws is a great film.
I think Tim had a great suggestion. I might have to scroll up.
What's that?
This one. On your left.
No. Further up. Hunger Games.
How far?
Oh, Hunger Games. What are you talking about?
Well,
It's
it says it
Jennifer
was
Lawrence, don't it?
Yeah, the first female-led action movie. Of course, it's an absolute masterpiece, as is anything that she's in.
Suzanne says definitely to Goodfellas. Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Goodfellas.
I'm quite partial to The Untouchables as well.
I prefer Casino.
Oh, do you? Casino's good, but I don't
Casino's
think
fantastic.
it's good as Goodfellas. Goodfellas
Underrated
is
as
absolutely
fuck.
brilliant. I love
So
The
underrated.
Untouchables as well. The Untouchables with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. That's a great movie. Really well directed stuff.
Romeo, Tango, November, Zulu. Mr. Barrel answers me. Is this a good opportunity to suggest some classic films for discussion in the future streams?
Depends
Given
what film, I
we've-
guess.
Yeah. I think I'll just go through the chat.
7, I would call a masterpiece as well. 7 with Morgan Freeman. I thought that was
I don't
just
think I've ever seen it. How bad is that?
so left. You never saw it coming, that film. It's such a great movie. Scary as well, actually.
Ben-Hur.
It's a terrific movie, Ben-Hur.
Be called Ben They Them now, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Time Prophet, Paper Moon. Wow.
Yeah, great movie. Oh,
Wow.
I love that movie. That movie's terrific.
Here you go.
Zulu.
Triggered Zulu.
Cockney Spock. Cockney Spock's favourite movie.
Stuart, Heat. Heat is a great film.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
I really loved in the 90s. I really loved, as far as comedies go, we haven't seen many comedies, but Dumb and Dumber for me was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a good film. I thought it was funny.
I've got a couple of old school comedies that I consider. Not that Brown's asked me, but I'll tell you anyway.
Go on in.
Psycho.
2 of them, Some Like It Hot, I think is pretty much a masterpiece.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Used to watch that every day at one point. because we
Wow,
thought it was so
okay.
funny.
Love,
Yeah.
love that movie. We should do that at some point. And the
Yeah.
Nutty Professor. That's another one. I think the original
Wait,
one.
the original,
Oh,
right?
the
Gotcha.
original was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, the original's funny.
As for the more serious films, I think the David Hemmings film Blow Up is just
Yeah,
a visual masterpiece. I
Yeah,
think.
I liked it, but I didn't warm to it. I don't know why.
It's
I
not a
just
particularly
didn't warm
brilliant story, but
Uh.
the way it's filmed is really incredible. And obviously, Citizen Kane. I think no one will really.
to it. I'm quite surprised
Well,
nobody mentioned Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that in my head as well. But
Yeah.
adaptations from a book.
So good.
That's
Shawshank
got to be
Redemption.
one of the best films ever.
Yeah.
Yes, brilliant. Absolutely.
That's one of the
brilliant.
ones you're talking about films that you watch only once. That was it only once for me. I couldn't watch it.
Oh, really? I've watched that 5 times. I
Really?
think it's
Oh.
absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
I think I watched
It's
it
a
in
really-
'95 and it was brilliant, but I thought, fuck, I can't.
It's a great film.
It's quite long.
Here you go, Miss Angel. Nutty Professor is a masterpiece of comedy. I think even the remake is pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the remake. I don't think I would.
It's funny.
bother. I couldn't.
Funny as fuck. Genuinely
The
funny.
original Jerry Lewis is just.
The
Here you go,
Shining.
Suzanne, The Shining. That is a great film.
It's a good film. It's a good
Yeah.
film.
Westworld.
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Gladiator.
Yeah, I didn't really like that film. I thought it was alright.
Heat.
Exorcist, man.
The
The Exorcist.
Wraith. No, it's
Best
not.
horror film ever made.
Yeah.
The Exorcist. So good.
Stuart Clockwork Orange.
It was alright. Kind of didn't like it. It was alright. Yeah, that's just me.
Elephant Man.
Great movie. Great movie. I almost cried in that film. Almost. I've never cried in a movie before, ever. But there are some films that almost brought me to the brink. But I never did. So,
I'm not sure if Mr. Angel's in agreement or he's taking the piss there, but anyway, I mean.
Top Gun Maverick, when I saw it at the cinema, the Val Kilmer scene, I was like welling up. And
would you call that a masterpiece, Ian?
No.
No. I think I agree.
It's certainly a very, very good piece of movie entertainment. Masterpiece, probably not, because it's just doing what a normal film should do, but we're kind of judging it by the barometer of all the shite that we're getting at the moment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. That's true. I'll tell you one film that I think is a masterpiece. You might laugh at me. The Muppet movie. The first one is so magical. I remember watching that, and I must have been in my 20s or 30s or whatever. And I was thinking, oh, this film is so magical. It really is magical. I don't know what they did to that film, but to me, it came across as such a magical movie. And it was the Muppets, would you believe? It's crazy. It's a great movie.
Here you go. Cerebral Palsy Biker, Army of Darkness.
That was fun. Yeah.
I like his shoey race helmet. I used to have one of them.
It looks a bit like Commander Culture. It's not Commander Culture, is it? Tim's Talk, Training Day.
That was good.
It's a good
I
choice.
wouldn't call it a
for fun.
masterpiece, though, but it's good. It's a good film.
In the chat, Carry On Up the Khyber.
Yes. Masterpiece.
Oh, God.
So funny, that film. Is
I think the Carry On Doctor films are pretty good as well.
I think this
Can't
is the best carry-on film ever made, Carrying Up the Kuiper. It's
I can't watch
absolutely
those
hilarious.
films, man. I can't stand those
Shot
movies.
Can't
in
do it?
Wales.
Oh, they're so
They're
funny.
fantastic.
They're
They
so
are
funny.
great.
I've never laughed once at anything in those films
What?
at all.
Brian, you need
Oh
to
no, look
lighten
at me
up.
cheeks, laugh. Way, fuck off. Sorry.
You need to lighten
I
up,
can't stand them. Can't stand them.
Here you go. Miss Angel, The Muppets.
The Muppets are fantastic. Seriously, that movie is great. Seriously, I've got it as well. I've got it on Blu-ray. From the very first what you call it scene in that film, it got me. Muppet movie.
I think that's it, guys. We're going to finish on 90, if that's okay.
Yep.
Tim's talk. Oh, sorry, Brown.
That's it, guys. It was just a total last minute because I'd just come back from Avatar. We were talking in the green room and we just said, why don't we just see who turns up? And you beautiful people appeared. So, chat, you are wonderful, but I think you already know that. We are truly nothing without you guys. Great. Sound like a DJ then. Great to see you guys. Don't forget we're back tomorrow doing the proper musing stuff. So I would just say, if you're feeling generous, please consider donating to the channel. Links in the description, all the usual stuff. And if you are not subscribed, obviously your click for a sub would be most appreciated. So I'll thank the guests in order of my screen. Brionel Messi, thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Brown. Thanks for having us. Thanks also to Swappers, Ian, Z, and of course the girls, boys, and non-binaries in the chat again.
Good to have you on, mate. Swappity swap. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody. Didn't intend on coming online and having a chat.
I don't think nobody did, but yeah.
It's been fun. It's been all right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Ian, thank you, my friend.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.
And last but by no means least, the golden reach around droid of choice, Zee-ThreePIO.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, sir.
I think that is it, folks. We are back tomorrow doing the musing and the social twatter stuff as you do. I think the Lord and Movie Cynic and Catty are on tomorrow. So that's it, boys and girls. Enjoy your Sunday. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later, man. See you later.